My friend on Instagram, she said that sometimes come off to her as far too intellectual. And that might drive some women away. Of course, then I got people that are like, you come off as too acerbic. And that might drive women away. Here's something. Tell me what you want, and I'll do that. If you can't tell me what you want, then fuck you, bigot. Fuck you, cunt. I like people who can tell me what they want. And if I'm doing part of it or like some of it, you tell me what you like in a guy and I'll become that guy. Because I can roll pure acerbic, I can roll pure intellectual, or we can do like a 50-50 split, or we can do 80-20, or you just take me as I am. Because I'm not going to date somebody. I'm not going to go like, hey chick, if you want to date me, you got to like drop 50 pounds and you got to read this book on Karl Marx. I mean, if you're not already there in something that I'd be willing to date, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Nobody says that I have to be perfect. If you're saying that I have to be perfect, don't date me. If you're there with your all or nothing statement, nobody's going to date you. Shut your pie hole, cork it, man. You tell me what you want. Have you ever seen a Zoomer chick dating a Gen X dude? I haven't, unless the dude rolls in with more money than me. Classist. Feel the burn 2020. Feel the Wern 2020. You tell me what you want. Not what you don't want. What you want. Don't play that game with me. Pitch me some money on Patreon. The proles, if you actually read definitions, some of you don't seem like the type. You're the people that say, well, gay just means happy. This 2019, dork ass, parrot, whatever you are. Bigot means something different in 1890. Bigot was somebody that hated somebody's opinion. A bigot, we know what a bigot is today. Somebody who is prejudiced. But I mean, if you're going to call me a creeper, I'm going to call you a bigot. And if that doesn't shut you up, I'm going to call you a cunt. Because fuck you. You tell me what you want, not what you don't want. I think love is when you can accept people for how they are, rather than trying to manipulate them into being something that you want. That's a narcissistic relationship where you're like, well, you got to do this, this, and this before you date me, is a narcissistic relationship. If you just accept people for who they are, then, you might not have to go to the dating sites. You might have a chance at the bar when a guy talks to you, and as soon as he talks to you, you don't run your mouth and call him a misogynist. Or he doesn't whip out like a gold card, black card, or whatever the hell. And it's like, oh, you're a democratic socialist, but you're going to run to the dude with the money. We all look at that like you're a fucking cunt. And cunt and bigot pretty much just means the same thing in this circumstance. I could call a guy a cunt. If you're going to whine and be offended by everything, you're a cunt. You can clearly say cunt on YouTube because there's all these videos. Just YouTube search the word cunt and you're going to have a lot of videos. Most of the women that I know call themselves bitches. And I say, don't do that. You don't need to call yourself a bitch. Let me love you. But, I grew up with strong women and they all refer to themselves as bitches. They probably called me a bitch more than I called them a bitch. It's like they'll refer to themselves as bitches, but if you call them a bitch, they'll get mad at you. I don't know. I would rather a relationship where it's gentle conversation, none of the slurs, none of the cuss words at all. But if you want me to become just this monstrous fuck you type of person in order to be a viable candidate, you know that I'm perfectly capable of becoming that kind of asshole if you're an asshole towards me. Usually I'm just walking around kind of just scoffing at everything or like being shell shocked by everything. Like, holy fuck, look at all the people kind of guy. Most of the time out there, you don't see me bitching and moaning about what's going on 3 blocks down the road with my girlfriend like you guys are. Or hooping and hollering about how you're so great because you're the middle class and you work for a living. To me, you're just a bitch. Dude, you're just a bitch. Feel the burn, feel the Wern. Don't make blanket statements. Well, he wouldn't like you. Bernie wouldn't like you. He wouldn't like you, you little age-filled bitch. I'm referring to the guys as that and the girls as that. So we're not sexist here. You're all a bunch of bitches. You're trolling my posts. You're a dude. You got a penis. You got a vagina. You got both. You got neither. You're a bitch. Throw some money to my Patreon. You bougie bitches.